Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Good morning, guys. I do hope my network will be better today. I'm so glad to be talking to you today. I'm so glad to be sharing my journey nearly every day. It's been a pleasure. It's been a joy. It's been amazing, really, for me and for everybody, my family, and everyone that's been listening to my story, reading my story. It's been a bit of an experience because of the amount of feedback that you've been giving me. You have been amazing. Guys, for those that are watching me for the first time, I'm Florence, and here we talk about my relocation journey, my moving abroad journey, and how life is like abroad. So we talk about all things relocation, how I relocated to the UK 2 years ago, with my family, my husband and children, how life is, work, the social side of things, everything relocation we talk about here. We talk about opportunities, we talk about everything, guys, everything. And I'm glad to be coming to you today because honestly, each and every day is a learning opportunity for me. Each and every day I'm learning a lot as a person, as a professional, and as an African living in the diaspora. I'm learning a lot. And guys, there is so much that we can learn from each other, from what we see every day. Me, guys, just share here. My network is bad today, guys. But I'm trying my best. I'm not home, but I thought, well, I have to talk to my people. I have to share with my people, and every day for me and for my community, it's all about learning, it's all about sharing, it's all about inspiring one another, guys. I do love you and thank you so much for the support. So guys, for those that are watching me for the first time, I'm Florence, and it's so good to have you here. Just stay tuned, just share this live, tag your friends, guys, as I'm going to be sharing today how I achieved our relocation journey, how we did it, guys. First and foremost, I can only say it's because of the grace of God, because He allows us to do what we do every day. He to achieve all the things that we plan every day, because if He doesn't do so, then it will not happen. So guys, I will share with you how I achieved my journey and what has inspired today's brief talk, because it's going to be brief. I'm not at home, guys. So what inspired today's brief talk is the fact that, like, after yesterday's live where I spoke about trying so many times, and the fact that it's not a sign that God does not want you to achieve that, or God does not want you capitalizing on that opportunity. A lot of people reach out. I do not have so many connections. I'm not connected. I don't know anybody. Do you think it's possible for me to move to the UK? Some people reached out to me and said, Flo, I don't have money to my name. I've got nothing. Do you think it's possible for me to relocate to the UK? So I thought, well, I'll come live and I'll share with you how I relocated, guys, so that you can judge for yourself. You can decide for yourself. You can make a decision that suits you, suit your dynamics, suit your family, guys. A big welcome to you, everybody that's watching, that's supporting us today. I'm sharing my journey and how I achieved, or how we achieved as a family, our relocation journey. First and foremost, one of the things that I want to talk about the financial side of things, and then I would want to demystify the connection, the link side of things for you today, so that you can be a judge for yourself. You can see what suits you, what suits your family dynamics, guys. Excuse me, I'm a bit fluey because I've got hay fever, so this time of the day, it's morning here where I am, and it can be very tricky, but it doesn't stop us from sharing. It does not stop us from inspiring our community, building our community, sharing with our community, because I believe sharing is caring. So guys, I moved to the UK 2 years ago. That was like in 2022. So this was like just like COVID was still there, and it was post-COVID. And as you all know, during COVID, things just came to a standstill. People were not working that much, people were not hustling that much, and we were also affected, and probably maybe that influenced our decision to say, let's try moving abroad, let's try moving to the UK. So for me, we made that decision. But that decision wasn't based on money. That decision wasn't based on who we know or the links or the connections we had. It was based on what we wanted as a family, our family goals, what we wanted for our family, what we wanted for our children, and what we wanted for ourselves. So that's very, very important for one to realize that we do not relocate because we have money. We do not relocate because we have connections or links. But we do relocate because we have goals, we have dreams, we have things that we want to achieve as families, as individuals. So I don't know for you, but for us, it was the fact that we didn't have any money, we didn't have any our family dream, what we wanted for our children, what we wanted for our family. So that influence our UK in a big way. Guys, my apologies if my network is glitching. I'm not at home today, but I thought, well, that's no excuse for me not to share my journey because it could inspire somebody. Guys, a big welcome to you all, a big shout out to you all for the support, for the love, and for the love of sharing and absorbing valuable information. I do believe my journey is inspiring because of the amount of feedback I'm getting from all of you, and I do appreciate you. Guys, today I'm talking about what influenced or what made our relocation journey a success. So I was talking about two things to say. We did not make it because we had connections. We did not make neither did we make it because we had so much money. We were financially oiled. No, we were not. None of that. But I do believe we are a passionate family. We are a determined. It's worth going back and watching it. So videos that we have made in the past few days, few weeks, guys, it's worth watching them so that you are up to speed, up to scratch with what we do here and our journey. So guys, a big welcome to you, big shout out to you, and thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the support. The weather is really, really nice today. That's why we are in the sun, and I hope you can see me, I hope you can hear me, and I hope our network will behave because the connection is quite glitchy here, but that's no excuse for us not to share our journey and our story. Guys, we moved post-COVID. That was in 2010. The groundwork, the preparation started even like maybe during COVID, 2021. We were already preparing. And guys, you know how it was like in COVID. Things were at a standstill. Nothing was happening. Money wasn't going around, to be honest. And if you are from Africa, you know I used to do a lot of things, and I think I'll make a video specifically for my people in Africa to say the number of things that I tried, all the hassles that I tried. I will make a video on that because maybe when people do see you and you're abroad, they think maybe you had money or maybe you're from that well-up family. I do have a well-up family in terms of love, in terms of passion, in terms of desire, in terms of drive. I have got a rich family. That's how rich my family is. What we set our mind to, we go for. What we believe in, we go for. We pursue. So that's how rich my family is. And a big shout out to you, my family, my in-laws, and everybody that I know, my family and friends. I do love you. So guys, this was after COVID, and we were like, okay, I think things are not really working. Our goals are not where we want them to. It's 2 kids later, and we really are not seeing where our life is going. But guys, we were literally living from hand to mouth. We had nothing, no savings, nothing, hand to mouth, from paycheck to paycheck. That was our life at that point in time. But what did we do? Because for you to relocate, there is a lot of paperwork that you need to do. I'll just give a quick rundown of what we needed to move to the UK, just so that somebody can watch this video and they don't know what they required. So obviously, the first thing we needed valid passports, and there's like a family of 4. Because we are from Zimbabwe, it was costing us nearly like $500 and my salary was nothing close to that. Our monies, my husband and I, wasn't anything close to that. So it was a hard, you know how it is. So we needed passports, definitely, and nearly all of us had our passports were running out, or some had run out. So we definitely, I needed to write my IELTS. It's a requirement. It's a given. For you to write IELTS, it requires for you to, I will say it in US dollars because that's what we were using when we were back home. I don't know what currency you use where you are, but it was going to cost us about like $340. $340, maybe it's an equivalent about maybe £300 or, yeah, I don't know. Nearly, I don't know, or maybe 270, somewhere there, depending on the exchange rate. Right. We also needed TB test for all of us, right? TB test in Zimbabwe, it costs $175. So for the four of us, you can imagine this was like nearly maybe $700, something close to that, 700, 800. Because when we put in the fact that where we lived is not where all of these things are done, so we had to travel from where we lived to where we would get all these things. So I've said we needed passports, which was like nearly 500 for all of us. I needed my else, it was $340, so that's nearly like 840. We needed TB tests, that's another maybe 700. Then the next thing that we needed was police clearance. Well, that's not too expensive, but again, we had to go to Harare for that because I'm from Zimbabwe. If you're watching me for the first time, I'm Florence, and I'm a Zimbabwean that moved to the UK 2 years ago on a skilled worker visa, on a COS, and it's been a blessing, it's been a pleasure, it has changed our lives in a big way. And when I do say that, I'm not saying we are where we want to be, but we are not where we used to be, and I'm glad we made the move. So that's me and my family. So nearly, when I look at all of that, like it's now close to about like $2,000, right? This is in paperwork only. Remember, I had another background. For those that do watch me, you know, I'm from an engineering background. That's what I went to school for. I trained in that, and I decided to move to the UK on a care visa after COVID. So I had to do my training, and this was with Red Cross, so you do pay for it if you're in Zimbabwe. I don't know if you're in other organization. Anna's is asking how much is police clearance. Police clearance, it used to be 20 bond in Zimbabwe, so it wasn't that expensive. But you know how things are in Zimbabwe. You can be told it's this much, but sometimes you may end up having to pay more for it. So that's it. But police clearance doesn't warrant much. It's just the things that you need to do prior to that. If you do not live in Harare, like you have to go for your fingerprints and stuff, and then you have to send or to Korea your documentation to the head office in Harare, things like that. So you may end up having to pay maybe for the Korea, which is DHL or Swift, things like that, if you are in Zimbabwe. I don't know if you're in other countries. And again, I would want to say this one: if you've lived in more than one country for a year, suppose maybe you're from Zimbabwe or you're from wherever, and you have a big shout out to Mr. Nyengera. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the love, and it's good to see you. It's good to see you on this platform. We are grateful. Thank you. So if you're in Zimbabwe and maybe at some point you moved to South Africa, you moved to Botswana, and you lived in that country for a year, you would need a police clearance for that country. If you are to relocate to the UK or anywhere else, they would need a police clearance. For those that do not know, a police clearance is an equivalent of your DBS. Your DBS, depending on which country you are from, guys, because we've got people from different countries here on this platform, and we do appreciate you. So nearly, that was in paperwork alone, that was amounting to maybe 2,000, 2,500, and that was a lot of money, and I didn't have that money at all. I did not, and I know this relates to a lot of people. You know, we used to work, we used to hustle in Zimbabwe, but under no circumstances would we have afforded that money just to say, okay, we need $2,000, okay, so let's fork out $2,000 and start funding our journey. So what is it that I did? Right, you are needing 2,500. That's a lot. I don't know how much that is in rands. If somebody can put in the comments how much that is in rands, please do so. We want to know. Kevi Munyanyi, thank you so much, and we love you. Kevi, can you tell us in rands in the comments how much $2,500 is in rands? Please, can you do a conversion and put it in the comments so that people can see how much was needed, and we had nothing. We were living from paycheck to paycheck because we had family, we have children, we have got our relatives, our extended. So Kevi is saying that's 50,000 rands just for paperwork, guys, when we haven't even gone to where we need flights and things like that. So we had children, and you know, in Zimbabwe, you look after your parents, you look after your in-laws, you look after your extended family. So all those responsibilities will always be there, regardless of the fact that you are preparing for a relocation journey. There are things that you cannot run away from. Life has to go on. So what did I do? because I knew, we spoke about this with my husband to say, okay, we are going to try this, and it's not going to be easy. So what I was doing was each and every month, right, I would do one thing, because that's what I afforded. So I would wait for me to get paid, go to work, get paid at the end of the month, then I would do something. So you can imagine, with all those things needing done, I remember I had to plan to say, okay, after end of this month, I'll need to do my passport. It was one thing at a time. If we managed to do a passport for one person, which was like $120 in Zimbabwe, that was a big thing. That was a big thing, because you have to travel to another town for you to get that documentation sorted. So it's not like it was easy. It's not like it was easy. So that was how we did it. So today I'm just talking to that person who is saying, Flo, because a lot of people reached out to me after yesterday's live, and they said, Flo, I don't even have money. I don't even have anything that I can sell to fund my relocation journey. But I know for a fact that you can. Tinashe Nyangari, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for the love. We do love you. We do appreciate you. Guys, share this live. Share with your people. Share with your friends. Share with your community. We are just here to share and say, if you decide and if you know relocation is for you, these are some of the stories that I want to share with you, how I achieved it from a point of where we didn't have anything that we could sell, guys. We were those people that don't have anything else to sell. We had no car, we had nothing valuable to sell and say, well, let's sell a car to fund our relocation. I know a lot of people do that. A big shout out to you. It's called sacrifice. At the end of each paycheck, then we do one thing. Oh, great. If we manage to do 3, perfect, beautiful, thank God. So that was our life. It was one thing at a time. I remember when I did my passport, that's when I knew things are getting serious. And there are certain things that, as a person, if you are going to want to achieve your relocation journey, there are things that you have to start doing, and the moment you start doing, you start to feel it in you. Guys, I don't know if my English is the right one, but you begin to feel it in yourself to say, guys, anytime, any day, I may end up anywhere. So by doing those things one at a time, it gave me belief. And what it did, if ever I've been close to my family, if ever I've been close to my husband, it was through this relocation journey. So some of these things, some of the struggles that we wanting to relocate can actually bring you closer to your person, because I don't think if we had just be constantly talking in our net, and when I do decide to go for something, guys, my apologies if you're just joining us, my network is a bit glitchy, but we are still going to share how I managed to achieve my relocation journey with my family. So we were doing one thing at a time. If we go and do mama's passport, perfect. Next, one child's passport. That's how we managed, because we didn't have anything. We didn't have that much money. Those that know me from back home, I used to work, and the salary was like from hand to mouth. A big shout out to my Red Cross mentor, because she helped me a lot. There are times when I would go for my training and I hadn't even paid a thing for my course, but she would say, well, you just have to make sure by the time that you write your exam, you need to have paid. And I remember there were days when I would pay right on the date. A big shout out to my mentor. She did a good job for me. She changed my life with that. So it was one thing at a time. I remember when I was doing my Red Cross, I wasn't doing anything else. When I paid for my IELTS, those that watched my live yesterday, or those that are going to watch it, I had to write my IELTS twice. And that drained us, really. And that put like a bit of a strain on us. I remember having very huge conversations with my husband around that, when I wrote the wrong IELTS and I had to do it again. And he was like, Flo, do you think this is it? You need to, you know how it is when you realize you've just like had money go down the drain. But I didn't stop. So one of the things that I love to tell my friends and all those that I talk to is, you do not move abroad because of money. You do not move abroad because of links and connections, but you move abroad because of passion, determination, hard work, perseverance. Those things can take you far. Those things can take you places, because what it does is, if you're passionate, if you persevere, if you're hardworking, whether this door closes, you just find yourself knocking on a different door. You just find yourself, you keep believing in yourself to say, one day this is going to pay off. And it did for me. And guys, I'm just going to say this to say, the fact that we're here doesn't mean we have made it. I love to say this because there are people that are doing so well in Zimbabwe. There are people that are doing so well in Africa. And a big shout out to you. I do have family and friends who are doing well back home. But for me, this is what I wanted. For me, I knew if I see this through, if I do achieve this, then I know somehow I've got a starting platform. I know somehow I am on a starting springboard for me. So this was for me. This was for our family. So I'm not saying it's for everybody. But if you know you're on a relocation journey, if you know you want to try this, do not be telling yourself, I don't have money for this. Just do one thing at a time. And one of the things I love to tell people that I talk to, people that do follow me, and to people that do reach out to me, I always say, do not even be saying, I've been doing this for 2 years, I've been doing this for over a year, nothing is working. These opportunities are forever going to be here. I just visited my sister-in-law, and she's been in this country for over 20 years. So if you look at that to say 20 years ago, I wasn't even, how old was I 20 years ago? I think I was about like 10 or so, and they moved to the UK. I do have, I've got an uncle that I love so much. A big shout out to him. He moved to America in 1995. 1995, I was only 5, guys. Sorry, I'm just giving away my age. 1995, he moved to America. So that gives me the hope to say these opportunities are forever going to be here. So don't say if you don't move, if you didn't move last year, if you don't move this year, then say, well, I'm never going to move. I moved when I was when I was 32. So somebody is watching me, or somebody will come across this video and they're 25 and they're going like, I've tried everything. You haven't tried everything. You haven't seen anything. I've actually seen people that I've relocated and they're in their 40s. They're in their 50s. So it's all about what you want as a person, what you want as a family, what your goals are. For those that are joining us, at the start of this video, I said, guys, disclaimer, what made me move abroad was not connections or links, but I moved abroad. We had a goal as a family. We had a dream as a family. We knew what we wanted for our family, and we went for that. We were in pursuit of our dream. So, dream, being very certain, being very sure of what you want is what can get you started. Guys, I know my network is a bit glitchy today, but that won't stop us from sharing. Because a lot of people after yesterday's live, they reached out to me and said, Flo, I want to move, but I don't have money. I want to move, but I don't have any connections. I don't have any links. So I'm here to demystify the myth that people think moving abroad, you have to have links, you have to have connections, you have to have family who is here. That's not the case. A big shout out to everybody that's joining. Miss Nyasha, I love you. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for thank you so much for you. Tenji Sibs, thank you so much. Thank you so guys, thank you so much everybody that's joining in, that's watching, that's been supporting us from day one. Guys, thank you so much and we love you. So today I'm sharing how we achieved as a family, how we achieved our relocation goal. Because after yesterday's live, a lot of people reached out to me and said, Flo, I do not have money, but I would love to move abroad. I do not have any connections, any family abroad, and I would love to move abroad. And I'm here to say, you do not need all of that to move. You don't even need it, because we didn't have money. We were literally living from paycheck to paycheck, and how I managed to fund my relocation was from like, I knew at the end of each month, I knew probably I had to pay for my Red Cross. Vale, thank you so much for being here, and a big shout out to you. I knew if it was that month where I need to pay for my Red Cross, I would tell my mentor to say, well, I'll pay at the end of month, but I need to come for lectures, and she would just say, well, come for your training. And I knew we needed like 4 passports. All of us didn't have passports when we started this journey. Each and every month we'd make sure this month we're doing Mama's passport. Next month it's going to be Dad's passport, child's passport, this and that. So I'm just here to say, well, you could actually move, not because you have money, but you need to plan your things. And always patience is very key. How am I? Well, I was touching on patience to say, these opportunities for moving abroad, if you feel it's for you, will forever be there. I gave an example to say, I've got an uncle who moved to America in 1995. I was 5 then, guys. I moved to the UK when I was 32. I've just visited my in-laws, and my sister-in-law, she moved to the UK over 20 years ago. So these opportunities have always been there. So what we are going to do as a community, what we are going to do as a platform is to keep encouraging each other to say, there's always new pathways, new opportunities coming up, new countries to move to. And I'm not just saying move to the UK is the best. I do have friends that are all over the world. A big shout out to my friends who are in Australia, my friends who are in New Zealand, my friends who are in America, my friends who are in Canada, my friends who are in Germany, my friends who are in this country, my friends who are in South Africa, my friends who are in Namibia, Botswana, my friends who are in Poland, my friends who are in Scotland, Ireland. We do have people, we do have Zimbabweans, we do have Africans all over. So these opportunities will forever be there. I know I do have my friends. One of my lovely friends, she will come across this, she'll see this, she'll hear this. She moved to Australia, I think in 2000, I don't know, over 5 years ago. And when she did move, like, well, she kept on encouraging me, Flo, why don't you do this and come? Why don't you do this and come? But I wasn't taking it seriously. But then it's just testimony to say these opportunities will forever be there. Guys, it's nice and sunny today. I have to capitalize on this because where I live up north, it's just so cold, gloomy, and you know, you never get to like have such lovely sun. So I'm out in the sun today. Karen, she said, I moved to South Africa at 32. A big shout out to you. I moved Tawanda Urengo, I love you. Thank you so much. You're one of those people. When I do say we're friends all over, you guys made us believe. People that went to South Africa, people that moved to New Zealand. Tawanda is in New Zealand. A big shout out to you. And thank you so much. You're doing well. You inspired us. Keep on doing what you're doing. Tenji, a big shout out to you. I love you, Tenji. And Tatenda, you were a big influence. We were seeing you and going like, wow, they've done it. They've got their family, their children. You made us believe. So guys, one of the things that is so important, if you're going to move abroad, if you're going to be serious with your relocation journey, surround yourself with people that are on that journey, on that pathway. Surround yourself with people who have done it and normalize asking them, how did you do it? I know as a community, I know as Zimbabweans, we keep our cards close to our chest. But if you do have friends and family, do ask them. And if you do not have them, ask me. Put a question in the comments, DM me and ask Flo, I'm at this stage, what do? I do not shy away from asking. A big shout out to, I do have family and cousins who moved over like ages ago when I was still young, and I knew I would see them when they come back home and they do what they do. Those were my biggest influence, biggest inspiration, biggest belief system. They made me believe, and a big shout out to them. A big shout out to them. Surround yourself with people that have been on a journey that you are on. What that does is it gives you belief. It gives you belief to say, okay, I too can. And normalize having those conversations with those people. A lot of people, when they do see, well, their friends have moved abroad, they just cut ties. They just don't make an effort. Guys, instead of doing that, constantly be in touch with them. Not to ask for, favors and ask for designers or say, well, buy me this, buy me what. Seek information, because information will take you far. Information will take you places. Information will bring your dream closer. Information will bring your goals closer, guys. So I was surrounded by like friends who are all over the world. I friends that would tell me like, Flo, you too can do this. This is what you need to do. Why don't you write your IELTS and do this? But it took them years and years to just be constantly having these conversations with me. And I love them. I love my friends because the conversations that we do have as friends are centered on what are you doing for your family? Why don't you do you see that opportunity? Why don't you maximize on that opportunity? And those are my friends, and I love them. I love my friends, I love my family, and they've been a huge influence to me. So guys, for those that are joining us, I'm talking about how we achieved our relocation goal with no money, with nothing to sell, because we were living from hand to mouth. So I mentioned to say, well, we were doing one thing at a time. If we do a passport, that's it. If we do this and that, that's it. So I think it nearly took us like close to a year to put together all our paperwork. And I said yesterday to say I was scammed before. I got scammed, like, I'm not Karen, I'll open the floor shortly, my darling, and I'll add you. So stay here, my love. Stay here, my love. I'll just finish here and I'll add you. I would love to have you here, my darling. I know you've got valuable information that you can share with us because you have done this way. Guys, Karen, the career coach, she lives abroad. She's doing so well for herself and we love her. I'm going to bring her. Just stay tuned, guys. will bring her shortly so that she can share how she did it, because she's a huge influence on this platform as well. A big shout out to you, Karen. So that was me. So it took me nearly a year to just put together paperwork, guys. Simple paperwork. So you are actually at an advantage if you can afford these things. If you've got money for all these things, you are blessed. Go for these things. And I know some people would say diaspora is not for everyone, abroad is not for everyone, but if you are on this platform, it shows it's for you. If you are here and you're watching us, it shows it's for you. And just pursue, just keep on encouraging yourself, keep on pushing yourself, and you will achieve it, because I did it. So it took us a year to just put together our paperwork. But one of the things that I kept telling myself, and I kept telling my husband, was the fact that, well, we are on this journey and it's no rush. We are not in competition with anybody. What we are doing is we are doing this at our own pace, because anyway, we've got nothing to lose. We've got jobs, we've got things going on for us. So if this works, it does work. If it doesn't work, still we've got work where we still go to, and we love each other. So that was important. No rush and no competition. A lot of people, what's getting people depressed, what's getting people in the end having mental health issues as far as relocation is concerned, is the pressure to say, my friend is gone, next week this one is going, this one is gone, I'm the only one left, everybody in the group is leaving. Your time shall come. Your time shall come. For those that do follow my journey, I've said I tried to relocate to 5 different countries on 5 different occasions, which means it nearly took me 5 years to get where I am at today. Nearly 5 years. And okay, so if you're gonna move abroad, if you're gonna do relocation, you got to be somebody that's very patient. Patience is very key. Patience, no competition, no pressure at all. These things, you're not competing with anybody, because if you do things for competition, if you do things because your friend has done it, or you end up with mental health issues, you end up with burnout, you end up with frustration. I love my people here, because everybody I'm seeing here is elsewhere, is in another country, and I would love to hear your story. So if you do want to share your story, guys, just reach out to me and we can arrange for a live where you personally share your story, because I will continuously be sharing my story, but we love to hear your story. It could change somebody's life, it could inspire somebody's life. So after a year, I had all my paperwork in place, and that's when I decided, well, information was everywhere. People were coming through different people, and we didn't know much about scammers and things like that. We are from that country where being scammed is not really a thing. People are so honest. I love my Zimbabwean people, because honest is at the core when it comes to them, and I didn't know somebody could get scammed by somebody who lives abroad. So I ended up saying, because I had all my paperwork in place and I so desperately wanted to move to the UK, I just wanted to be out of that country. So I ended up having to pay somebody, because they were saying, well, we're taking people abroad, so you have to pay this much, and Guys, I remember that year we had got a bonus from work, and I took my bonus, my salary, and a few dollars from my husband. I said, well, I'm gonna have to pay for this. A big shout out to my husband, because he supported me through, I think, the worst, because when I want what I want, and it concerns my dream, my passion, I just go like, can I have this place? And I can talk about it for days. So he did that for me. And what happened? I got scammed, guys. I got scammed. So nothing happened after having paid so much to that person, and then they just like cut ties, no communication whatsoever. But guys, one thing about me is what I say to myself after that. I say to myself, I'm never going to be bitter with this person. I'm never going to even be talking about them. I'm not even going to be focusing on them and what they did to me. But I took that as fuel to say, I'm never ever again going to have to pay for a job. I'm never ever again having to pay for an interview. What I'm going to do is I will be on those platforms. I'm going to go on Indeed and start applying. So for those that maybe have just started watching this today, this is how I started applying for 50 to 100 jobs in a day. I know a lot of people have gone Flo, that's impossible. But after having been scammed, my everything, my all, and we were back to zero. I said I wasn't going to pay for anything. I wasn't going to give anybody money so that they can facilitate my relocation journey. Guys, I want to say this. I know there are certain countries where you can only do it through agencies. I know Poland does that. I know Canada does that. I know Germany does that. I know Australia. I know New Zealand. I know a lot of countries. I know Ireland does that. Just do your due diligence when you're dealing with agents, when you're dealing with these people where you have to pay them some money. Do your due diligence, because people are ruthless out there. So I'm not just necessarily saying, if you hear somebody saying, I did it through an agent, then they're lying. No, they're not lying. There are actually legit agents who are actually helping people move abroad. So weigh your options, see if it's for you, and do whatever that it takes for you to achieve your relocation journey, because there is a lot of opportunities, guys. I'm so excited. I can't wait to share. There's something that I'm going to share this week with you, because this trip that I took, I met valuable information. I met very influential people, and I do believe it's worth sharing with my people in the diaspora, my people abroad, my people wanting to come abroad. We are going to bring you something this week that's going to change our lives. That's going to change even what we do here on this platform. And I can't wait. I'm so excited. So I'm just waiting for me to get back home and we put together what we need to bring to you. This week is exciting for me. It's exciting for us as a platform. And I think it should be exciting for us as a community, because guys, when I do see opportunities, when I do come across information, I love to share with my people. So guys, share this live with your people so that everybody stays tuned to this platform. We're not the best, we're not the biggest, but what we do here, guys, it's amazing, and we love you. The support here is amazing, it's lovely, and it's all credit to you. It's all credit to you, because you take the time, the time to come here and support me and share with me. So guys, that was us. So after being scammed, I said I'm never gonna pay for a job. So I started applying and applying. This answers the question where somebody says, I do not know anybody that's abroad. I do not have family or connections. But you do have the internet, right? You do have Indeed, right? You do have LinkedIn, right? You do have your Google email. Let's get on with that. Let's get on with it, because that's just an excuse to say, I don't know anybody. I don't have. Why should us as a community believe that I can only move if I know somebody? No. That's somebody that you knew came, and they were that trailblazer. They did it without anybody. They were the first person to come. So can you. So can you. I always say this, and I become so unpopular, and I'm so sorry, guys. I do love you, but personally, I do not have any connections yet. But if I do come across connections, if I do come across links, you know, definitely I'll come and share with you. But what I can share with you is the wisdom that you can do it without saying I do have family or I know nobody. I have family over here, and I love them, and they've been a biggest influence to my journey. So I started applying and applying. And I do remember at some point in time, my brother gave me money. A big shout out to him, because he partly funded my dream. He actually gave me this life that I do have, a life that I'm sharing with you, a life of just coming here and inspiring people. So a big shout out to him. So one of the things when it comes to that is I want to say, do not be shy of asking. Where you need help financially, where you need help with whatever, ask your family. You just never know who will come through for you. My brother came through for me. Like I told you, I was living from hand to mouth. I couldn't have done this without the help of my family, the help of my friends. But I'm that person who just goes, I can ask. My friends know several times I've asked for favors from them. I've asked for money from them, and they were big, huge influence to me. They gave me money when I needed it. But I'm saying some could ask for money for, maybe I need a Brazilian, or I need a wig, or I need to go somewhere, there's a concert going on and I need to borrow for the rightful reasons. Only ask when it's to do with something big. I am respectful and intentional like that. I don't just approach my family for money or for any assistance unless it's necessary. So guys, there's nothing wrong with asking your friends, your family for money. There's nothing wrong with that. And when you do ask and say, I will have to return it, be somebody that's honest. Be somebody who is honest like that. Be somebody who is trustworthy. Keep your word. It's very, very important. Don't gain a reputation for the wrong reasons, to say, well, she borrowed and they promised to return this, but then she never did, she never came through. Honor your promises. When you say, well, assist me with this one, I need to write my English, I will return the money in such and such a date, just do so. Just do so. Because what it does, and what it shows, and what it does is, it shows you are being true to your word. You are somebody who is trustworthy. You are somebody who is honest. So yes, my friends and my family came through for me financially because I didn't have anything. The only thing that I had, that I know for sure, and that I know got me here, was belief, perseverance, passion, determination. That I had. So a big shout out to my friends who came through for me, my friends that continue to come through for me, because even now I still ask, I still borrow, I still ask for assistance. So they do come through for me. They know I ask. They know like I always say, I am not where I want to be. As a family, we are not where we wanted to be, but we are not where we used to be. And it's all thanks to our friends, our support system. Surround your friend, yourself with those friends that can actually assist you, support you. You've got no business having those friends who, when you say, I want to write my English, or I want to go and do my whatever training, and then they don't fund that. But when you say, well, I think I need a wig for such a function, or I need a new dress, they are quick to fund that. Why should they fund things that will not get you somewhere? I want those friends that will fund my dream. I want those friends that would want me to succeed, because that's quite important for me. That's life for me. I'm at that stage where I want valuable friends. So be intentional with your friends. Be intentional with who you want in your circle, who you want in your community. So guys, that was me then. So guys, I continue to apply, and I'm sure you've heard this story, you know this story. So in the end, I managed to get my sponsorship and things. But guys, I knew I needed money for like tickets, flights, a bit of that and that. What did I do? Because I was in a job, right? Guys, I ended up having to go and get a loan from the bank. I know, guys, no, I'm not saying do that. But I knew it's the only way I can fund this. It's the only way this can be easier. Guys, I'm just going to move it a tiny bit because it's getting a bit warm here, and we're still here. Right. This is much better. I hope you can see me. I hope you can still see me. I've just moved from the sun because it was getting so hot. So what did I do? I had to go to the bank to get a loan. Those of you know, in Zimbabwe, it's not easy for you to just go to a bank and get a loan. There is a lot of things that they require. They ask you what you do, where you work, proof of employment, things like that, and they want a guarantor. And one thing for a fact is I've always been a sharer. So a lot of people knew I was on a relocation journey. And guys, I want to say this, and I'll say this here. It's not everybody that wanted to be my guarantor. I don't know if that's the case here. I don't know. I've never been so into the UK banking system. But we are going to bring UK success, UK finances, real estate and things like that this week, because we actually have got people that are in it, that knows about it. We're going to bring them here and they'll share with you. No wonder why this week, guys, stay tuned to what we're doing, because it's going to be big. We're bringing valuable information, and I'm so excited about it, and I can't wait. I really cannot wait. So I'm also on a journey for financial literacy, how to be successful. Now that we're here, that journey is over. We are here. We are where we said we wanted to be. We want to really sit in the sun, but we are wanting to be of success, people of growth, people of all sorts. So we are going to be bringing that this week, guys. I'm so sorry where I moved. I think again, those we will be bringing that, guys. We will be bringing that wherever I go. I value information. I go for information. That's who I am. I'm like that. So guys, if you believe you want to share your journey, you want to inspire people, come here. So that's what I did. I knew, and I came home one day and I said to my husband, like, I'm gonna need to go to the bank and borrow. He wasn't too up for it. My husband is just he was like, isn't it, we are applying, we're doing this and that, do you think the bank will? I said, who is going to tell the bank that I'm relocating? I'm not saying I was trying to be a dishonest person, but banks are there so that we get this financial assistance. So they don't care about what you're doing with your personal life, and it's not, you don't have to tell them. You know, in Zimbabwe, people borrow so that they can go and pay lobola. People are borrowing so that they can fund a wedding. So banks do not have anything. They don't ask, you know, they do not what can I say? They do not disqualify you from getting financial assistance because of what you want to do with the money. You just have to apply. You have to meet certain criteria. So I knew I met the criteria. So I was like, well, husband, that's what I'm going to do. The biggest hurdle I faced when I was doing that was the fact that who was going to guarantee me. I asked a lot of people. I asked several colleagues, and no bad blood between us, but they were just looking out for themselves. They were like, Flo, we know you're gonna move abroad, so what will happen if I guarantee you and you fail to pay? At first I was explaining, this is how I'm going to pay, I'll be sending you money from abroad and things like that. But you know how people are. They were like, you know what, I don't think I can do this. I don't think this is for me. And I still do love them and I respect them for that, because they were just looking out for themselves. But within me, I just had the belief, and I asked a lot of people, more than 10 people. Because one of the things that my bank required was I needed to bring a guarantor who worked in the same organization as me, where they would know definitely if I fail to pay, they will recover their money from that person. So a big shout out to my lovely Mningina, my lovely young sister, who actually believed in me, who believed on my journey, and they said, Flo, I know you, I've known you, I can see your passion, I see what you're trying to do for your family, I'm going to guarantee you, just make sure you do pay. And she did that for me. And this was like a 22-year-old coming through for me in that big way. She was still doing her training, she was still an apprentice that time. But she came through for me, and for that I'm so grateful, because she made this possible. So what did I do? I went and I applied for money. But do you know what? Where I lived is a very, very small community. So eventually it came out, after I got that money, it came out that I was moving abroad, because I think as soon as that money came out, as soon as we got that money, then I think I got a COS and things started moving like at a quicker pace. And obviously very few people knew that was the stage where I was at, but my bank became very fussy. You know, small communities, when you live in small communities, everybody knows everybody's business. They became very fussy. They were calling, they were doing this and that, but that did not stop me. So you may be in Zimbabwe and you're saying, I want to relocate, but I don't have money. That's partly that's how I also managed to finance my journey. Partly that's how also I managed to move abroad. I had to go and borrow. Somebody's a civil servant right now, somebody works for whatever, but they're not doing that. They will be like more than happy to go to the bank and borrow so that they can buy goats and cow and sheep. If you can do that, if you can go and borrow so that you can build a house, you can do this and that, it's the same equivalent depending on how much you value your relocation journey. But like I always love to say, if you are here, if you come across this video, then it shows relocation is for you. Then it shows you are thinking about relocation. And these are some of the ways I funded my journey. For those that are joining me, I'm talking about how we as a family managed to fund our relocation journey, our relocation goal. So one of the things I said is we were doing one thing at a time, and we were so patient, and took us a year. So we were planning to say, okay, this month we are doing this month we are writing English, this month we are doing TB test. So it got us where we are. The second part I said is learn to ask your friends for help. Ask your friends, ask your family for help. If they say no, if they say they can't, no bad blood at all. They're being very honest and genuine, and they're just watching out for themselves. But you just never know until you ask. You just never know how much assistance you can get from people, from your family, from your friends, unless you ask. But do not go and ask from a point of entitlement to say, because she's my sister, because he's my brother, he needs to. No, it doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. And when you do ask, when you do get help, always be honest, always be trustworthy. When you say you're going to return. And return timelessly. That will get you far. Because even now we're here, but we still do borrow. We still do ask for help. and it's getting us where we want to go. The third part, I said, after asking friends, I said, I had to go to my bank to ask for a loan. I mean, it's the only thing I could do. I worked. Somebody could be reaching out to me. I know last week, there's this lady who reached out to me. She's a teacher. Big shout out to you, and I do hope your goals and dreams come to you sooner. Flo, this is what I'm doing. I'm just a teacher, and I don't... Please do watch this video and see and find out which one is for you. For some, they could actually go and ask their friends, and it's enough, and they achieve their goal. For some of us, we had to ask our friends, go to the bank and borrow, because I didn't have anything. I didn't have anything that I could sell. I had nothing. So partly a big shout out to this girl. We went to the bank, did all the paperwork, and everything went on smoothly. I got the money, and now I could see where everything was going. Of course, I couldn't go back again to my brother, to my family, and be asking, because I think we had exhausted them. Do you know that point where you go like, well, I've been asking and asking and asking. I can't go back again. And I haven't even started repaying the money. So I can't go back and ask again. That's why we ended up having to go to the bank, get a loan to substantiate whatever that we were doing. Because at that point when I went to the bank, I was seeing now the end of the tunnel. I was seeing that small light at the end of the tunnel. So for me, that was brilliant. That was amazing. So you see, my timing was also perfect. I didn't straight away say, I'm going to go to the bank and borrow money so that I can write English. All the other paperwork and everything, I had to use other means to get to that. I know for a fact, I think one of the things, well, I'll say it at the end of this video. I will say it at the end of the video. Or maybe I'll do another video where I'll say some of the things that I stopped doing when I was on this relocation journey. Some of the things that I used to deem important, and I just said, I'm not going to do this. This is going to stop until we move to the UK. So I think I'll do another video on that. So I ended up having to get that loan, but my bank was on my neck, breathing down my neck. And I think like 2 months after having taken that loan, I got the opportunity, maybe a month. I think after a month, that's when like all my paperwork was sorted. I had my visa was out, and my husband and I were ready to go. But then, you know, with the currency in Zimbabwe, things were so unpredictable. By the time our visas came, I know, a big shout out to my family, because one of my family members actually paid for my airfare, for my ticket. But then I was coming with my husband, and we were leaving the children behind. Guys, my network is glitching again, guys. Just stay patient. So we only afforded a ticket for one person, and that was because one of our family members paid for it. But then I wanted to come with my husband. Guys, I will share that part. I'll share that story, that journey, why I came with my husband the first time around. I was talking about it with my sister-in-law just yesterday, so I will share that story on a different day. So we needed a second ticket for him so that we can come. Guys, here, I think our friends and our family have come through for us in big ways than one. So he also has got a wealth link and connection of friends that do come through for him financially any day, anytime, because they do believe in what he does. They do believe in the person that he is, which brings me to again to that point where we said always be an honest person, a trustworthy person, and where you cannot meet those obligations or your commitments, always communicate. So one of his friends actually bought the ticket for him. I'm so honest about this because I want to emphasize on the importance of friends and family. Kevi is asking how much is the visa. It depends. It can be a 1-year visa, a 3-year visa, a 5-year visa. So it depends. But I would say how much was it? We had a 5-year visa, so I don't know, around 600 US, somewhere there, for each person. So but then these things do change, so always go on gov.uk for the correct figures. So we ended up, a family member paid for my ticket, then his friend paid for his. But guys, we were coming to the UK, and obviously a lot of people do say, when you do move to the UK, always have extra money, extra cash, extra things. It's important for you to do that, especially when you can. I do remember when I was like doing last minute shopping, obviously you want also to come with one or two things and things. A friend of mine, a big shout out to her, probably she's forgotten this, but she's in Australia, and a big shout out to her. She actually literally like sent me money for all that. So I did my shopping dates and this and this and this. So yeah, I had this and that, and a family member as well took me shopping, because they said, well, I don't have US dollars, but I have Zimbabwean currency, so I would just buy you stuff. And one of the things that I did is I literally bought foodstuffs. I bought my cereals. My network is playing up, guys. I do hope we finish soon. My network is letting me down. So I literally, like, that's all I could do, because if somebody says I've got Zimbabwean currency, so I had to like just buy foodstuffs. Why? And I do remember now that conversation I was having with my sister when she was taking me shopping. She said, well, you know what, if because I left for the UK on the 11th of July 2022, so she said, well, just buy dry foodstuffs, and just know, you know, you are an adult, you've been to boarding school, so you can actually wake up, make your cereal and go to work, come back to your I don't know, your place. Because a big shout out to the company that brought me, because they were offering me accommodation, so that helped me a lot. That settled all of my worries to say, how am I going to survive? They were offering accommodation. So she said, you can wake up, have a cereal, go to work, come back, have some biscuits and juice or a cup of tea. So my bags were full of food because I didn't have any money. I do remember we went on that aeroplane and we came to the UK, and I literally, guys, I'm not saying do that, but I came to the UK with no money. No money, not even. I remember when I was talking to my husband, we were saying, Sha, if we step on somebody's tomatoes on the street, how are we going to even repay that? It's a common Zimbabwean term that we say, unofamba usina dollar, kokatsika madoma 7 unoita sei. So we were laughing about it, and we normally love to watch it, to laugh about it, to say, if I step on somebody's tomatoes at the airport, how am I going to pay for it? Because we didn't even have a dollar to us. Thank God when we went to the airport, our family were there. So my sister-in-law, my beautiful, lovely sister-in-law, a big shout out to you, and may God bless you. She just gave me a card and some money cash. And I think if you do watch my videos, you know I've shared this to say I had not told my employer that I was coming with my husband. So my employer saw my husband at the airport. They were like, why didn't you tell us? And I said, no, don't worry about him. He's going with family, and I was going. I do live up north. I live in Cumbria, for those that do not know my story and where I live. So I live up north, and he had to go with family. Family lived down south, and I went up north. So we came, guys, I'm trying to come to the end of this, because you know we've been on it. I'm trying to wrap this up. So I went up north, but because I had my sister-in-law's card, I'm just somebody who loves to think of others before myself. So I was like, there's no way I'm going to be swiping every day or anything. So I kept to what my sister had told me. I said to myself, I'm going to be doing cereal, biscuits, dry food until the end of the month. But thank God, and a big shout out to the company that brought me, because as soon as we got there, they were just like, can you just, and then we can go food shopping. Guys, there are some good, lovely employers out there. A big shout out to the organization that brought me, because they've been so good to me. They were so good to us. They've been maintaining that. They've been consistent at the core of what they do. And so I went and with nothing, guys. So I'm just talking to that person who is saying, I don't have money, so how am I going to move abroad? I moved, I didn't even have money, I didn't even have anything that I could sell. Guys, someone will be saying, why didn't you sell your furniture? It was not worth selling. And also I wanted to leave something for my mom. A big shout out to my family. So I was so, I don't know. I knew what I was going to do with what I had. The few belongings that I had, they were not even worth selling or anything, guys. We didn't have much back home. No wonder why I love to share my story. No wonder why I love to encourage somebody to say, you do not need to even have money for you to relocate. You don't need to have things that you can sell to relocate. You don't even need to have connections for you to relocate. You don't need to have links for you to relocate. Yes, it's a good thing if you've got money. It's a good thing if you've got links and connections. But what I had was I was surrounded by family and friends who have always been moving abroad. And so for me, the idea of it being a possibility, the belief has always been there. So you can actually build on that. No wonder why, be intentional with who you surround yourself with. Be intentional with your friends. If you want to end up a millionaire, surround yourself with millionaires. Talk to them. Reach out to them. Connections are very important. And guys, I mentioned something in this to say we are going to be bringing something very valuable to you. And guys, stay tuned, stay on this platform, because we have actually been privileged to know people that are in the finance sector, real estate sector, business sector here in the UK. And one of the things that they have promised me, I'm humbled, I feel blessed, is to say people who are on skilled worker visa, we are part of yes. We want to do amazing things for them. We want to give them information so that they do not go through the same things we went through when we came 20 years ago. We do not want them to go through what we went through when we know they can do it differently. So guys, we are going to be bringing you valuable information of how you can change your life in the UK financially, real estate wise, property wise, business wise. So we are going to be bringing you this week, guys. I'm just waiting for me to go back home and be settled, and then we can bring this to you. So guys, stay tuned on this platform. Share our platform with your friends. Share our platform with so many groups, because it's starting to get exciting. And I feel humbled. I feel so blessed. I don't even deserve the connections that I have. I don't even deserve the friends that I have. But family and friends, they've been amazing. And guys, I always stress this, the importance of connections and friendships. Very, very important. Tonde, I love you. Thank you so much for being a blessing, a big influence, and for always achieving things for yourself and your family. You are making us believe. You are making a lot of people that know you, a lot of people that do watch your life, start to believe, to say, I can do this. Continue encouraging your friends, your family, your community to say, you too can achieve what I've achieved. And by that, we are not saying this is everything. We're not saying relocating. My network is letting me down, guys, but just stay tuned. I'm so sorry about that. So where was I? So yeah, I did came. I had nothing. I had no money. So thank God that company did everything for us. Our welfare was well taken care of. I do remember. I don't think I ended up having to use my sister-in-law's card. No, I didn't even have to use it until I sent it back to her. And a big shout out to her. She's got so much love. She made things so easy for me. So guys, this is to say, you could be back home. You do not have money. You do not have connections. You do not have links. Just do all the things that we've mentioned, and you will get far. You too can. So stop saying, I don't have money, so I can't move abroad. I don't have a car to sell, so I can't move abroad. I don't have anything to sell, I can't move abroad. I don't know anybody. I don't have links and connections. People are coming with no links, with nothing. Those people that we are saying, okay, I've got links or I've got family, they came when they were the trailblazers. So you too can. So that's just an excuse that will not allow you to make. Just keep pushing. And one of the things that I emphasize is I wrap up is to say, these opportunities will always be there. So do not get tired. Do not stop pushing. I gave an example to say I've got an uncle who went to America in 1995. I was still 5 then, and I moved to the UK when I was 32. I do have my family, my lovely sister-in-law and her family. They moved to the UK over 20 years ago. 20 years ago, I was just 10. I do have friends that came around 2015, 16, over 5 years ago. And I was still in Zimbabwe. I was still in my 20s, and they moved abroad. So I'm trying to tell people to say, I think the world is becoming a global village where people are constantly moving from one country to another, one continent to another. So these opportunities will forever be there. If you miss this one, just don't say, well, it's over for me, or I can't. Keep pursuing the dream. I've said it time and again, and I always say it to say, I moved to the UK when I tried 5 times before I moved to the UK. Guys, I'm just going to try and see if I can, there's a lady, I don't know if she's still here, Karen, the career coach. I would love to add her, because now I think I've said what I wanted to say. Karen, the career coach. Karen, the career coach. Karen, the career coach. I think she has dropped, because I think this has taken longer than. But I will try at some point to bring her where she is a guest here. And guys, if you do, guys, whatever journey you have, whether it's a journey from Zimbabwe to South Africa, Zimbabwe to Botswana, or wherever, we love to hear your story. And guys, this is the platform where we share all of that. So we'd love to have you here. Would love to have you on this platform. Just reach out to me, and then we can arrange where you share your story with everybody. We are here to share, not because we want to brag or we want to be proud or anything. No, we are coming here to share so that people get inspired, people start to believe. And we know through sharing, a lot of people will get help. A lot of lives will be changed along the way. Guys, as I do wrap up, guys, I have to wrap up. I have to do other things as well. It's been a pleasure, and this week is exciting for me. It's exciting for us as a platform because we have come across people that want to share valuable information of how to be successful, how to grow in the UK, successful in terms of finances, financial literacy, real estate literacy, how to venture into property investments and things like that. Properties and businesses back home, what we can do back home, what we can do here, investments opportunities. So they actually reached out to us, and it's been an honor, and it's been a humbling experience for us. I'm so humbled. So we are going to be bringing experts in that, and they will share on this platform. So it doesn't matter whether Australia, Canada, America, that information will come in handy. So we will definitely be sharing. This week is exciting. This week is amazing. We've been blessed enough. So guys, keep on the lookout. But guys, I now have to go. I do love you. I do appreciate you, and it's been an honor having you. I love you. Share this live with your friends. Share this live with your community, with your groups. We do love you, and we do hope to see you soon. I love you, and take care.